Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? This was going to be, I was going to call it a funny or effed up story about my life, but I'm thinking, seeing it as more of a public service announcement. And it's about people and dogs because something I saw just getting off the bus right now just really pissed me off. Just like frustrates the hell out of me when I see people doing this. And it's put your dog on a leash. Like, I'm sorry, I will always, especially living in Toronto, one of the biggest cities in North America. It's rush hour. I live right along Yonge Street. This is where the bus let me off, and right there on Yonge Street, one of the biggest cities in the world, busiest city, busy street, and rush hour traffic. And this person has a dog that's smaller than my small cat, Lemmy. Dog was about this big, white. We had a snowstorm, so snow everywhere, and it's not on a leash. And this jackass who's walking the dog is carrying whatever junk he had, some lamp or some bullshit, walking down the street and not even looking back. The dog is probably about 10 or 15 feet behind him, and he turned around once to look. And like I said, this dog was like this big. Like I could hold it in my hand like this. It was this tiny little thing, and it's white. It's blending in. Foot traffic all over the place, and he just keeps walking and does nothing. And then as I'm walking behind the dog, and I didn't want to pass the dog because I wanted to make sure the dog didn't run out onto the road or just get kicked or whatever, or have someone just come along and snatch the dog up because he was not watching the dog at all. By the time we walked from the bus stop to my home, my building, the building I'm living in, um, it was probably a good 50 feet, and the guy just keeps he's walking ahead. The space between him and the dog is further away. He did not look. The dog walked past a busy driveway of the neighboring building, walked past the driveway, and it stopped here, walked right along the side of the road. It's doing everything. I'm putting my foot kind of between the dog and the road. It's not my dog, but I don't want to watch someone's dog get hit by a car or somebody accidentally kick it and it falls on the road, or a loud noise happens, a dog runs through the road. I will always be an advocate for leash laws in the city. Anywhere that there's traffic that isn't, say, even I don't even mind it in a park if the park's enclosed, because when I had my dog, she was always on a leash, you know, unless we were somewhere where I knew it was safe, like a park, a dog park, a forest, somewhere, the lake, wherever, where the dog's not just going to run and get hurt herself. I see these jackasses on the subway all the time. They don't have a leash on their dog. The dog's just walking along the platform. All it takes is one loud noise or one psycho. There's people that get pushed on the subway. It happens a lot more than you would expect, a lot more than they let us know. It does happen. But so if they're going to push a person, what's to stop them from pushing your dog onto onto the train track? Sure, that it's not the owner's fault per se, but if the dog was on a leash, that's not going to happen. But out here in the cold, in the snow, along a busy freaking street, and you're not even looking at your dog. The dog's not only is it just not on a leash, you're trailing up ahead, and he did not look once until now. How it goes, you get off the bus, you walk along the sidewalk, busy traffic. It was rush hour traffic, walking along the sidewalk. Then there's a driveway to the neighboring building, which cars are constantly going in and out of there. All this time he does not look. Then comes my building, and then there's a walk path. He did not turn around once to look at the dog until he got to the door to get into the building. Not once, except for when, right when I first got off the bus, he turned around and looked at one point. And at that point, he was still about 15 feet ahead of this little tiny dog. Like, who cares also about it getting hit by a car? Some asshole could have just come along, snatched up his dog. You would never have known until he got to the building. Then, oh, where's my dog? What happened to my dog? Well, maybe if you're paying attention, your dog would still be there. Now, luckily, nothing happened this time. There's another couple in this building that have another small dog. It's not quite as small as this dog. And when my dog was still alive, they never have it on a leash. And I remember one time we were walking up the street, and my dog was on a leash, and we weren't on Young Street. We were on another street, a side street, and their dog knows my dog. They got along really well. They played together a little bit, but they cross the street. The dog sees me and my dog. It turns around and the owner isn't even paying attention. The dog runs across the street, which could have had traffic on it. It didn't, thankfully. There could have been cars. It's just that area. It's it's a subdivision sort of area, so there's a lot of local traffic. But luckily, nothing. This time, dog ran across the street, and I gave the guy shit and said, "Dude, you got to put your dog on a leash." He just ran across the road. The guy's like, "Mind your business. I have it under." He's literally telling me to mind my business. Now I could say, "Yeah, okay, it isn't any of my business," but again, if the dog got hit by the car, his dog's going to get killed, first of all, and then he's got to live with that. And also, the driver that hit the dog, you don't know what kind of person they are. If I was in the car and I hit a dog, I would be devastated. I would be heartbroken. And I know he's the kind of piece of shit that would probably blame the driver, even though the driver is just driving and it's his fault. So I'm just saying, I know this kind of went on as a bit of a rant, but put your dog on a fucking leash. Like, just leash it. Like, how hard is it to have the dog on a leash walking beside you? It's not complicated. It's part of a dog. It's part of owning a dog. They're pets. They're family members. They're not just things. Like, I know people that, like, I know one person in particular has two labs. They live out in the middle of butt fuck nowhere out in the country, but they don't have a huge amount of property. They got a small yard. The dogs never leave the yard. Like, I just don't understand this mentality of people that treat their dogs just like things. They're not things. They're family members. You have a dog, take it for a walk, take it to the forest, take it somewhere where it can actually be off the leash, take it to the lake, take it somewhere, take it to the dog park. Don't just let it, it has to live in the yard, that's it. Or if you're out, put it on the fucking leash. I know, sorry, it turned into a bit of a rant, but this just drives me up the fucking wall, especially when, like, the walls here and, like, within this much space that I can reach is the difference between the wall and the street with busy traffic on it, and a little dog this big, and all kinds of people that could have stepped on it, could have accidentally kicked it, could have spooked it, could have ran out in traffic. But this idiot's too busy just not giving a shit and just walking home. It's like, I almost, in my mental, like my mind, I almost wanted to just snatch it up and run away with it and say, I got a new dog because this guy doesn't deserve to have it. Now maybe you have a different opinion. I don't know. Put it in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. I'm just curious what you think of it, because it just drives me up the wall when people just don't take care of their pets properly. It just, it's mind boggling. It's mind fucking boggling. Right? Leash your pets for their safety. Okay? Don't let your own stupidity, your own negligence, your own laziness be the cause of your dog getting hurt, sick, dying, or even biting the wrong person or running up to another dog that isn't friendly. Because that can happen too. Your little dog that's friendly with other dogs runs up to a big dog, and then you're like, oh, it's okay, my dog's friendly. Well, theirs might not be. There's another reason why it's on a leash, because it'll kill your dog. And you don't want that to happen either, and it would be your own fault. So anyway, like I said, tell me in the comments. Tell me what you think of this. Maybe I'm just a nutcase who should be minding his own business, or maybe people should just do what I'm saying. Leash the dogs. Anyway, until the next one. Bye.